not united. We don't even love each other in this continent. And this has to end, because this is the reason why we have been disrespected by other people, because we keep on upholding division in this beautiful continent. Look at it. Africa has all the mineral resources you can think of in this world. We are the best in everything, but we are the ones that still go to bed hungry, because we don't know how to, uphold unity. All we do is to come up online to insult each other. Just imagine what the president of America has just done to South Africa. He has cut off every funding that goes to South Africa, and also said that the G20 summit South Africa are banned from attending. And this is the president that was just handed over this leadership of the G20 barely a week ago, and already is saying South Africa's unbanned. I made a post saying it last week, that South Africans should be careful handing over this leadership to America, because definitely they were going to stop South Africans from attending next year. And a lot of people came up and said, no, that South Africans are the founding fathers, that will never happen. And look at it this week. Immediately, in fact, I'm sure that the leadership, the position or the certificate or whatever they hand over has not even got into American soil. The president is already, exhibiting his manners of oppression or bully. You understand? So this has to end. This has to stop, because Africa, we have been insulted, we have been mocked a lot in this continent, and we cannot continue allowing people to disrespect us the way they do all the time. We cannot allow disrespect continuously. We cannot allow disrespect, my people. So it's just because we are not, it's just because we are not united as a people. That is why they disrespect us the way they do. So as Africans, we have to change that about ourselves. We have to do away with these borders that we, have. That these people put these borders to, put us apart, separate us, and we are loving it. And we are fighting amongst each other all the time. This has to stop in Africa. We are one people. We are from one ancestors. But when we keep fighting amongst ourselves, tell me, how are they going to respect us? How are they going to respect us? How are they going to respect us? So my people, this is when Africa must unite. This is when we must stand and put our resources together, so that we can be able to build our continent and make sure that we don't go to the West to ask for any help. Now tell me, if we put our resources together, who will need the West? If we also declare and create and form a G-Africa committee, we would need the West. So my people, we are afraid of growth in this continent. We are afraid of being strong. We just keep on worshiping our oppressors, and it's not going to lead us to anything good. Our children will grow up and ask us, what did we do? Why are we like this? What is happening in Nigeria is so bad. What is happening in Nigeria is so painful. It's so painful what is happening in Nigeria. The tribal division that we have in Nigeria is truly setting us back, because people cannot be truly honest in Nigeria because of tribe. A leader from your tribe will be doing wrong, but because he is from your tribe, you cannot speak up. You cannot condemn it. That is what we are faced with in Nigeria. And this has to stop if Nigeria will be great. Look at a few days ago, the bandits came into my state, Port Harcourt, to unalive a lot of people. But they were met with fire. None of them left alive. None of them went home alive. And that is how it should be. People that are doing wrong should not be allowed to continue. If we stand together as Africa, whatever is happening in any part of the continent, they are going to send more troops. Because by the time this rest continue to be in that part of Africa, it slows down the resources that is supposed to circulate amongst every other country, amongst the continent. So my people, this division is for them to conquer us. This division is for them to keep exploiting us. And it's time we wake up. Not when they say Africa should unite, you will say, go and unite in your country. We should be wise enough to know that we need each other in this continent. We should be wise enough to know that no one is an island. And in Africa, we are the only continent that is divided. And that is why our children go to bed hungry. That is why we are suffering. President Ramaphosa in Africa, even with his goodness, because of tribe, some people don't even want him to continue ruling in South Africa. This has to stop. Look at it in Japan. It is 90% one tribe. And if anybody should, embezzle or there is a wrongdoing, no matter your level in government, you go to jail. Recently, they jailed 2 presidents in Japan and even their wives because they have one voice. But in Africa, it is not like that. Division is the order of the day. We have to step up and end this division. The poverty in Nigeria is skyrocketing. The poverty is nothing to write home about. We are all hungry, suffering and smiling. And our government are living large, looting, stealing, taking the money overseas to build other people's economy and forgetting our people. How long can we sit back and watch our government treat us as if we are not human beings in this continent? How long? How long can we continue to be insulted in this continent? Let us find a solution to come together as Africans. Let us stop allowing our leaders to hold us ransom while they loot from us, while they make our lives unlivable. We cannot continue like this as Africans. We need to love one another and stop fighting. Africa needs to unite. We need to use our resources. We need to share resources. Because if we think the colonizers, they love us, they don't have a single love for us. There is no colonizer that wants us to be great. that comes to our continent or any country in our continent to make it better. They don't want us to grow, my people. And we have to be wise about it. We have to be strong about it and reject oppression. Our leaders are puppets, a lot of them. Another country in Africa is wanting to join the Sahel. And those people are resilient in their plight for good governance. Look at my Nigerian president making jokes and behaving as if there is no unrest in this country, treating things casually, and their children will still take power because they are close to power, and they will force themselves in no matter how, and we will still honor them and regard them. Because if Nigerians, if we are wise, we will make sure that everybody that have ruled Nigeria since independence, their generation will never take power. That should be a law in Nigeria. Every religious person for the past 30 years, their generation will never take power. Everybody that made Nigeria what it is today, their generation will never smell the powers. We have to be aware and be careful of the new generation that are wanting to lead us in Nigeria, because they are going to be worse than what we have presently. Nigeria is a field of play where anybody will just come and rule without caution, rule heartlessly, and get away with it. They are grooming their children now to do worse than them. The way, if you're an engineer, some of your children want to be an engineer. If you're a lawyer, some of your children want to be lawyers. That is the same way a lot of the leaders we have today, their children wants to take power, want to be governors, wants to be local government chairmen, wants to be ministers, and even presidents. And they don't see the wrongdoings of their parents because they are benefiting from it. So to make Nigeria great, it should be a law by the next president that nobody in power, that their family, their generation will ever take on any political office. That should be a very, very big law in Nigeria. Look at the unrest that is happening in the country. Insecurity everywhere. We don't know what to do. Everybody, we are running scatter. People are selling their properties, their businesses, just to escape from Nigeria. The military, that is the strongest in Africa, cannot tackle insecurity. When you travel by road, you must leave your heart at the start of your destination. You must hold your heart in your hands because you might not arrive alive. How long are we going to continue suffering this in Nigeria? Why our leaders move like there is no problem in the country. The common Nigerian cannot even afford food to eat. And this is a country that has a lot of mineral resources. No good water to drink. Drinking water is like you're buying a Gucci bag. Students cannot go to government schools because there is not even desk to sit. The blackboard is already broken. If you look up the ceiling, if you look up the roof, you'll be seeing the cloud. If it rains on you. It pours on you. That is the government schools we have in Nigeria. A lot of people don't even have potable water to drink. Communities are drinking clay-colored water. There is cholera everywhere. And our government are looting billions upon billions of dollars, driving big cars, showing off, throwing lavish parties, spending on girls, while people are suffering. And we are oil producing nation plus other minerals that we have. But our people are suffering. We have heartless leaders, people that don't have any compassion or empathy. How can we continue like this in Nigeria? Bandits are coming on live to show their loots, the ransom that they pay them on live television, live on the internet, doing live to show the ransom they pay them, flaunting new gadgets like iPhone 17 Pro Max with their weapons on the live internet. And our leaders cannot even get them, but go to the market hungry and take a food to eat there. They'll give you jungle justice. When is this unbalanced situation going to end? When is it going to end? Our politicians, their children are overseas, living large, secure. But every day they go to the parliament, sit down, make nasty rules, and go home and behave as if the country doesn't belong to them. As we speak, Nigeria is one of the worst countries in the world. Worst countries in the world. How did it get here? Because we all mind our business. As long as you can find food to eat, you mind your business. You don't care about the next man. You just want to be better so you can oppress your neighbors. That is all that happens in Nigeria. Since I was born, since I started knowing what life is, there have been lack of constant electricity in Nigeria. And every year, they keep on pronouncing budgets for electricity. But it is not coming forth. Everybody still uses their power generator. And if you cannot afford one, you and mosquitoes will put one foot in a pants. That is how malaria is unaliving people on a daily basis. Because at least if you have electricity, you would be able to on your fan. Even if it's been so long, the mosquitoes now, no matter how speed, no matter how, tough your fan is, they evade the breeze they still get to you. But at least with constant electricity, the insecurity will reduce. The home break-ins will reduce. Businesses will thrive. But now you have money to establish a business, to buy a commodity. You must think of how you are going to, power your freezer. And those freezers, you know that you must buy a big freezer and you must buy a big power generator. And all that is in your cost price. How are you going to stock your shop or your business? And our president travels everywhere to pretend that he's looking for investors. How can you not have a conducive environment where people will come to invest and you're looking for investors? Instead of him to say he is going to bank the money he has looted, they are looking for investors. My people, Nigeria is not a country. Nigerians don't have a country because we did not vote. Because our vote did not count. So as long as your vote never counted, you are not a citizen of a country. So if you go about insulting other countries, other citizens like South Africa, you should start to be ashamed of yourself because you don't have a country. Your vote never counted. Your president said that you cannot take power softly. You have to take power and run away. And your president said it is his turn. So no matter what, he must rule. Even if by rigging the election, which they did, he took into power. He took power and now he cannot even rule the nation. The same president that fought the former president Goodluck Jonathan, that was protesting with other people, with tribe men and other people were supporting him during the protest. Now he cannot even rule. He's coming online to shout if we love him. He's making jest of an entire nation. That man is supposed to be a very, very smart man, but he's only smart politically, how to embezzle and loot. That is what he does. So my people of Nigeria, we have to wake up to face our leaders. Otherwise, our children will not have any future. Otherwise, our children will not have a country to live. We should stop honoring people that are doing wrong. We should stop respecting people that are doing wrong. We should have a council system where we counsel people and let it be broad and let it be obvious. We cannot keep supporting wrongdoers. We cannot keep supporting people that are looting from us. There are lots of social media influencers with lots of followers, but you hardly see them talking about the situation of Nigeria because their industry plans, a lot of them are used by the government to promote their wrongdoings. And that is why they forget that they have other siblings, townspeople, that are suffering firsthand what is happening in the economy. But as long as they pay you, you sing the praises of the wrong leaders that is dysfunctional, and you forget that your people are starving. The little money they give to you, you use it to feed your own family, but you don't care about the next door neighbor. The same people, they use you to do their dirty deeds during the election. During campaign, they use you people, you touts. But at the end of the day, when they pay you that peanut, they get into power, they forget you. and you suffer like every other person. Because what will you do? You must eat and you must go to the toilet. It goes away and you come back to square one. And by the time you cannot get money from there, you end up becoming a woodlawn like you are on the streets, disturbing other people that because of you, they are in the situation they are. Because of your selfishness, they found themselves in the predicament that they are. But you finish eating and now you're coming to steal from them, the people you put in the situation. Nigerians are worse than our leaders. We, the citizens, are worse than our leaders. Any opportunity we find to rip each other off, we will. We do it with pride. And if anyone have to call it out, we defend it. We defend the wrongdoings. Someone will buy a commodity for 10 naira and want to sell it for 50 naira. We'll make times 5, 50% the profit. 50% profit is what Nigerians, or 100% profit is what we aim at every time. Just to make people, just to steal from people, just to drain people. That is what we are good at. We don't have the human sympathy like our leaders. So which way Nigeria? Where are we going to? Which way Nigeria? Are we going to continue like this and think that our children will have a beautiful country to live? That is how insecurity everywhere. Other people, other nationals are coming to loot our natural resources, and they pay our citizens to protect them and to unalive the community so that they can quietly mine our natural resources and take it overseas and pay those people holding the weapons peanuts. And those ones can unalive even their villagers just to make sure that the oppressor takes our resources away from the continent. Africans, when are we going to start loving each other? When are we going to start building each other and seeing ourselves in the eyes of our neighbors? When are we going to stop condemning each other and blaming each other? What have we done to deserve this in this continent? If it is something engineered into our DNA, why can't we use common sense to remove ourselves from it? Like Julius Malema said, that we build borders to deprive ourselves from mingling. We build a gate, but we don't have a fence. At night, we come to close the gate, but there is no fence. That is the mentality and the stupidity we have in this continent. And we should start using common sense and stop fooling ourselves in the lines of division. Because there is no continent in this world that is divided that progresses. Especially if we try to shun tribal lines. If we do that, then we will start seeing the light. What I just want and hope that other African countries will wake up and start uniting gradually, so that the ones that are left behind can join whenever they are ready. But let the world know that unity is no more our problem. Let the world know that our greatest weapon, unity, we are now observing it. Because we will continue to be disrespected by people from other continents as long as we remain divided, as long as we don't use one currency, as long as we don't use one army in this continent called Africa. Africa is a beautiful continent. In most countries in Africa, if you throw a seed on the ground, it will germinate, it will grow. That is how blessed our soil is, up to the extent that we also even export soil to other countries. That is not gold, that is not diamond, that is not oil. My people, this is the time. This is the time to fight together. This is the time to uphold ourselves to glory. This is the time to stand as one, as Africans, the people of the soil, people of the sun, the people of the earth, the main people that makes the sun to rise. My people, Africa is blessed, but our hearts are not blessed. Our hearts are filled with hatred. We are filled with the mind of blame. We are divided along many houses, and we cannot continue like this. Our oppressors engineer methods to keep us divided as we continue to do their bids, to promote their deeds, their bids. They sit in their European countries sipping tea and laughing at us, while we freely hand in our resources to them for peanuts. We have everything. We have cocoa. We ship out our cocoa for peanuts, and they make chocolate, and we cannot even afford the chocolate. Very, very expensive. If we build chocolate factories in the country that has a lot of cocoa, every African country has a share in it because they help to build it. We produce it in Africa, we ship it out. The oil in Nigeria, if we refine it in Nigeria, then use it amongst ourselves, then the remnant, we use it to trade to other continents. Our uranium, we use it. South Africa has a lot. We use it in our continent to develop. Gold, we use it in our continent. Diamond, we refine it and mold it and do whatsoever is done with it. Then we sell the end product. We will make more money in this continent. Our children will not go to bed hungry. We must stop this division. We must unite Africa. We must love ourselves. We stop fighting amongst each other. The beefing must end. Let's do pork instead of beef. We are one Africa, one complexion. The mentality of division and hatred was plotted and organized by our oppressors. We have to denounce that. My kings and queens, Africa must be one. Africa must unite. We are loving people. Let's remain loving.